My name's Charles Joyner. I'm a light heavyweight MMA fighter, currently fighting in Cage Warriors, and I'm a former world title challenger in K1. And today we're going to be looking back at my ISKA Intercontinental title fight against Jakub Doman, which was over 3 years ago now, and probably one of my most enjoyable kickboxing fights. And just talk about what I did well, give a bit of a backstory about the fight. So how this fight came about: when I got to the UK in 2021, September 2021, and I couldn't get any fights. I sort of left it up to my coaches at the time, and there was nothing becoming available. I didn't get any fights in 2021 when I was first here, which is a little bit frustrating. So over the New Year's, I just thought, if I'm going to stay here, I've got to take this into my own hands, because there's no point being in the UK and not getting fights. So I decided I was just going to message loads of promotions and try and get a fight. Luckily, my friend Jamie Bates helped me out and got me a fight in February up in Newcastle, which I won. And then off the back of that momentum, I just started messaging loads of different promotions, kickboxing and Muay Thai promotions in the UK, just saying, if you have anyone for me to fight, I can fight between these weights. I think I said 85 kilos to 100 kilos. I think I was walking around at about 94 kilos at the time. I said, I'll jump in. And I messaged the show called CFS, which is quite a big show. And they actually got back to me and said, a couple of weeks later, and said, oh, well, we do have an opponent. His name's Jakub Doman. He's 7-0 and he's looking for someone. I said, yeah, I'll fight them. They didn't really know anything about me. I think they just thought that they were getting me in for this guy to beat up, because they hadn't heard of me. They hadn't. And then they said, oh, what's your record and stuff? I said, oh, 14-0 at the time. And they were like, oh, right, this would be quite a good fight. But I still think there was that bit of an element of, oh, we're just getting this big lanky Australian in for this guy to beat up. I actually found out after the fight that his combined record, amateur and pro, was 47-0. So he hadn't ever taken a loss, and he was a bit of a, I think he was only 23 or 24 at the time, so he was a bit of a phenom coming up, and probably one of the biggest names in kickboxing in the UK. So I definitely was just getting in as cannon fodder. And I could definitely felt at the weigh-in beforehand. I just went by myself. The fight was at 100 kilos. So I weighed in with shoes on, fully clothed. I didn't have anyone with me. He had a team there and his family there, and I could definitely got the sense that they were just, thinking, oh, this will be an easy fight. This guy's not gonna be able to fight. And then, yeah. So then we get to the fight, and I'm fighting in London in Crystal Palace. Well, it's not Crystal Palace, it was Croydon. Absolutely no crowd reception, no one knows who I am.
Was it Jamie in your corner then?
No, Jamie didn't come down. It was John Gillies, Steve Ozzy from Liverpool as well, and then my cousin Sandy. He looks more nervous than I do, because my cousin lives in London, and I just said, oh, you might as well be in the corner. So he's just in the back, just nervous.
Have you got any combat sports experience?
Nah, never been to a fight. This is the first fight of mine that he'd actually been to, so it worked out well with it being in London. It was literally, the venue was only 10 minutes on the tube away from his place. But we're having to push people out of the way to walk down to the. They're pushing people off the stage, pushing people out of the stairwell. There's a mum here who's in the way. Come on, guys, get out of the way. Bob Marley. Maybe cut that bit out.
Charles Joyner.
I'm not sure who was cutting my hair at the time. Mullet's looking a bit matted. Nah, it's all right, it's all right. Haven't seen the sun for about 9 months at this point.
Are you pretty, at this point, are you pretty calm? Pretty fast?
Yeah, I felt pretty calm. So another backstory to this was, so my cousin and I go from his apartment, catch the who he was living in Crystal Palace, catch the tube to the venue, and they told me to be there at 7 o'clock because I was co-main event, and there's something like 40 fights on the card because they had just like kids and then thing, and then so I get there at 7 o'clock. I turn up, and one of the runners sees me and he goes, "Oh, where have you been? Where have you been? You need to do your medical. You're on in 2 fights." So I'm like, oh God, I straight up have an adrenaline dump. Like we sprint up these stairs, they do the medical, go and do my blood pressure. They go, oh, your blood pressure's way too high. Like you're gonna have to go and like calm down a bit. And then, because obviously this guy's just made me think I'm fighting in 2 fights and I haven't done my medical. So I'm thinking, well, how am I? So I go in the stairwell, start doing some meditation, go back. They do my blood pressure, still too high. So they say, right, go and like you need to just go and get your hands wrapped or something. Just try and calm down, and then we'll do your blood pressure again. The whole time I'm just thinking, well, didn't they say I'm fighting in 2 fights time? So I go and get my hands wrapped. The runner comes and gets me, and for some reason he decides to say like, oh, if you fail this one, you're not going to be able to fight. So that puts the pressure on me even more. So then we're sat down there. I've got about 10 people standing around me. They've put the blood pressure thing on me. I'm just there meditating. And they say, okay, you've just passed. So we all go like, yes, yes. And we run up to the room. And then a runner's walking past and said, mate, like when am I on? He's like, oh, you still got about 6 or 7 fights till you. So this whole situation had just been created where like my cousin and I still laugh at it now because it was just the most ridiculous situation before a fight. But I feel like that gave me a bit of an adrenaline dump anyway. So then when it came to, I feel like I got that out of my system. So when it came to the fight, I felt just super relaxed. I felt like I'd already got rid of some of those nerves. Yeah.
Corner, Jakub Doman.
So he's got a bit more of a crowd. He's from London, I think. Comes down with his shirt off, looking jacked. Cut weight to make 100 kilos. Jumps over the ropes. Chris Eubank style. Looks super confident. I think they just thought that he was just gonna run through me, to be honest. I think, well, if you're 47-0, you're gonna be high on confidence, aren't you? They didn't realise who they had standing across from them. So I think I was probably only 95 kilos, looking pretty soft. So I felt pretty relaxed, and I'd only fought 4 weeks before or something, so I felt pretty like zoned in. But I feel like you can see straight away my body composition is pretty different. But everything in this first round, everything he was throwing and hit me with just felt heavy. Like he just, definitely a bit of a specimen. But I still stayed pretty relaxed. That head kick was one of the hardest shots I've ever been hit with. I think I had me glove just up. So it's like the shin came across here and the foot slapped me on the neck a little bit. I think it did wobble me, but not too bad. But I think he thought I was really hurt, so he started coming at me quite aggressively. But obviously it made a massive noise as well.
Wow, what a start, 30 seconds in. Statement of lethal intent from Doman.
But everything he was throwing was hurt, like the leg kicks are heavy. And we threw that body kick down, I remember thinking like, oh, it just nipped the body, but it was just sore. But I stayed relaxed, just got to my game. I think if you hit someone with your best shot and they're still just in your face, it's quite demoralising as well.
Then comes back with a decent high kick of his own, Charlie Joyner.
So I feel like he's just a fighter that sort of throws everything 100%. And you can see that in his style here. And I think he had a lot of finishes, so you can see why people do that. And when you're a bit of a specimen,
Nice knee there.
and that knee landed nice when I was backing up. It's one of my best weapons. And I think every time you can just touch the body a little bit, it just drains their energy a little bit. And when you have someone just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you,
5 rounds.
you know their energy is going to drain. So I definitely had that mindset here where I was just thinking, I've just got to weather the storm a bit in this first round and just do my work, stay safe, and his energy level should deplete. So they were commentators, they say the right hand landed, but I think my left hand landed much more clean, and they just forget about that.
You know, I was just thinking that, but it's 5 threes. It was introduced as Muay Thai.
But I felt already here in the first round that his output was dropping a little bit.
There was no ceremony beforehand. I mean, Doman just came straight into
But I think
the ring,
my
no
style in
tee shot, ready to
kickboxing was
dust up.
good at like disrupting people's games. So I'd sort of just make it a bit awkward and counter shot and block their shots and break their rhythm.
Yeah, and Dorman's hands look like they can do damage.
Certainly do. Oh,
That was a nice left hand that landed.
Right hook just glances.
But see, the commentators here, they're saying about the right hook missing that he threw, but my left hand just landed clean. They might not have been able to see it, but
Charlie Joyner. And then lands the jab on the bell.
I remember whenever I watch this back and I listen to the commentators, it always makes me realise how the commentators obviously knew of Jakub Doman. They didn't know about me, and they knew of his record, they knew of his history, and they thought he was going to win. And you can tell that, I think, with the commentary in the first round. They're very biased towards him. I'm landing clean shots and making him miss sometimes, but they're talking about how, oh, that was a big shot that just missed, but not talking about the clean shot I landed. But I think I'd turn the tide a little bit as the fight goes on. But I felt pretty fresh after the first round, and I felt like he seemed a bit laboured. I'll show this head kick here, slow motion. Yeah, boom. And my hand was just up, but it was still loads of power, and he's definitely a specimen.
Well, correction. It is still 5 threes, but it is a K1 rule set. And I'm delighted, because I thought I was going crazy.
that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it was introduced to us as a Muay Thai fight, but
To be fair, yeah, I was told it was Muay Thai.
I think you can definitely see how my striking's improved, though, even
it
from
looks
here,
like a
3
K1,
years
it
ago.
quacks like a K1.
I feel like I've got good skills here,
K1,
and obviously tough and good fight IQ, but definitely
Kilos.
the techniques are still sloppy, a bit sloppy, but sloppier than now anyway. But I think it's hard when someone's exploding at you as well.
Oh, huge shot again.
And they're still focusing, I feel like,
With the shots from Doman.
but they're just focusing on his shots. But
His punishment, can he?
it's funny what the commentators are saying, because I didn't feel like that at all. I felt like I was breaking his rhythm. Like I definitely knew he was dangerous, but I felt like I was chipping away to the body.
Breaking up these two giants.
I felt like he was getting a bit desperate at this point. He shot a bit of a single leg there.
Charlie Joyner.
Yeah, everything Doman throws, he throws with 100% intent.
But I was just chipping away. I felt like he was getting desperate, and the more desperate he was getting, he was just throwing things with more power and using more energy, whereas I was conserving energy, chipping away. I'm definitely still sloppy and out of position and allowing him to just explode in.
Always the headshot that he's looking for.
That knee to the body was nice. I think that was I think that really hurt him, that one. Because you see him start to back up a lot here.
Well, great is a subjective term.
As far as mullets, guys.
Yes, yeah.
Talking bad about the mullet as well.
I'm expecting it in the next show for you to have one.
Not saying a good word about me here.
I'll leave that to you, mate.
But you see, I think you can see he's really sort of, you can see he's looking tired.
Yeah. And you can just see as he throws now.
But I think, you know, it's from the work to the body. It's from constantly chipping away at the body. If you're constantly chipping at the body, it's going to drain their energy. And I think that's the approach I take to a lot of the fights. I like working the body. Another knee to the body there.
Has weathered the storm. He's still got 3 rounds to get back into, but he has taken some punishment. Certainly looks the
No,
most
I didn't-
composed of the two.
I didn't feel like I'd taken that much punishment, to be fair. I felt like I'd blocked most of the shots.
Joyner looks like he's got a lot more in the tank. I wonder if Doman was trying to put him out too early and gassed himself.
But see, I think I still feel like they're not appreciating the work to the body that I put in here.
In the end of round 2, he's going to have a minute here.
Yeah, but there's 5 rounds of this.
So it's in the round 2. So I feel like you can see him really fading now. I still feel pretty fresh. And I think like conditioning's part of it, but if you're being efficient with your energy, and then doing things that are trying to drain their energy down, like working the body, then you're gonna eventually drain them out. I mean, I still think I was pretty sloppy here as well, but I was only a youngster, only 26.
We're coming into round 3 of the 5 scheduled for the 100 kilo ISKA Intercontinental
So round 3.
belt. And listening into
He's
the
still
crowd
throwing
now,
everything
listening to the
hard.
crowd.
I feel like I've got his
Joyner's
timing a bit
side,
more
there is
now.
belief growing in their camp that they have.
I'm still working the body. I'll never just headhunt, you know, I'll work the legs, I'll work the body.
Oh, nice shot.
Because I feel like if you work the body, the head's always going to be there,
From Doman.
as we'll see later on in the fight here.
For that shot.
I'm a bit flat-footed though, you know, here, and just sort of walking him down. Probably put myself in danger a little bit more, and my defense isn't as sharp as it is now. But you know, I hadn't lost at this point, so I was confident in myself, confident in my chin as well.
They're heavy when he leans into them, simply by virtue of the fact that he's a 100-kilo fighter. But Joyner superior with the footwork there.
I felt like he was really backing up here, like the body language. I felt like I had him here. I definitely still felt that he was dangerous because he's such an explosive guy. And you could see he'd sort of back up, then just explode in with everything, trying to get a knockout. But I was confident that if I just kept on being smart and just working the body, that
It's a 3-shot combo from Doman though, but the power's not the same as it was.
Still talking about his shots, man. Don't worry about his shots. That was a nice body kick as well. I could feel he was really fading here. I remember my corners and were saying like, get on him now, he's fading. But I just felt like I wanted to take my time and just break him down. I felt like there was no rush. I felt like I just had him.
Doman is willing their guy on, willing Joyner to come forwards.
And because you see where I lunge in a couple of times, and he's so powerful and explosive that I didn't, you know, you could walk onto something, especially with my defense not being as good as it is now.
Even when he's tired.
1 minute to round 3.
So I went back to just picking my shots here.
Slow down in tempo.
Still trying to stay safe there.
But at some point, he is going to have to do some damage.
But I felt like the pop had gone a bit from his shots as well. I could just, whereas before he was sort of covering the whole ring trying to get to me. I was able just to sort of move out, rock out a little bit, and his one phase attacks now because of the fatigue.
Solid shots, you've got to watch him.
Obviously, I'm a bit tired here as well. I mean, the pace has been quite high. Another body kick there.
Yeah, he needs to work more though. Joyner needs to work. He's giving him too much rest.
Giving him too much rest.
Doman's tired and he's breathing.
Kicking him
heavy.
all over the ring though.
Backing off, look. That's where you need to push. Let him take a breather too much.
Don't know about these commentators though. Going into round 4 here. They're spraying water. They've got a little spray bottle for his head. They're finally showing on the slow-mos some of me hitting him. Ball back of the head. Footwork all over the place from Joyner on these slow-mos. Okay, round 4. So as Teddy Atler would say, I've worked the body, I put water in the basement. Let's see what I can do with it in round 4. I'm raring to go. Another body kick, still work the body. No need to hunt for the head yet. Boom. Go to the head after going to the body. I just felt like it was a lot easier to hit him now. He wasn't countering as hard, he wasn't exploding back in. He was still dangerous, you know. You can still see me making some rookie errors here, but still exploding in. But I felt like he was just exploding in to get to the clinch now. But I felt pretty safe here now, like I had the timing. And I felt his body language wasn't good. Obviously, I'm fatigued as well. It's been a high-paced fight. I think that knee to the body was sort of the beginning of the end here. So I'm going straight back to the body. And I felt his body weight on me here. He was just trying to hang on. And I could sort of push him off easily. So now the commentators are telling me to hit the body, which is what I've been doing for the whole 4 rounds. Obviously the body language isn't good there. And I felt like I had him here. Obviously I still need to stay safe defensively. He's sort of jumping in, doing whatever he can. I thought I'm just going to rest my body weight on him here and make him carry my weight. Body again. Bit better defense from me, got in the clinch. Dropped me body weight on him again. Boom. Shot up to the head because I got onto the body before. He's trying to clinch on. Go back to the body here. Boom. Big frame. Get the range. Boom. Head kick. I think that one landed because I just got onto the body so many times. And I think he just thought he was out of range for my kick as well. And I know he was exhausted.
Exactly, but take your opportunity to rest when you're given it. It was a high kick that did it. Wasn't nearly as
boom. Big knee before the ref steps in. I think the ref was jumping in quite quickly here. I think if it had been the other way around, he would have let him work on me a bit. And again, there he jumps in pretty quick, but I think the bloody camera's just on him. I think I went up to the camera and I was saying stuff to him. It's just not even on me. They're just putting it on him.
Intercontinental champion.
Don't know what I'm saying to him there. You just say rubbish after a fight, don't you? Harm the emotions, but going for everyone. It's my house. It's my house. I think it's a good angle of it. That body shot was nice. He's worried about the body. Boom. Back to the head. Little nod to the crowd.
Did you feel that you'd sort of spoiled the party?
Yeah, definitely. I think they just, like I said, they expected me to just be someone to get beat. Because obviously he'd never lost, so 47-0. I think it was hard for him to get a fight as well in the UK. I think people were sort of avoiding him. Then the big Aussie comes in and just goes, oh yeah, I'll fight him, mate. No problem. Because I think that was the sort of first time I'd been in a fight where I'd not just dominated as well, I sort of had to weather the storm a bit at first. And I proved to myself I've got that toughness and that fighting spirit where I just won't break. And then yeah, it made quite a name for myself on the UK scene. And then it ended up, because I won that fight, I got offered the world title fight in Rome. So it opened some opportunities for me as well. I mean, one of my favourite fights to look back on because I had to dig deep and then to get the win. But then also, you know, watching it back, I can also see how much I've improved. My footwork was quite sloppy. I was a bit all over the place. I think my nutrition wasn't great at the time. I think I was training hard, living in the gym, training hard, but literally living in the gym, in the dorms. But probably wasn't doing the other stuff, probably wasn't getting the right recovery and the right nutrition. And then probably just focusing more on being tough with my training rather than actually really focusing on the skills. And I think you can see that there. I think my striking's come on loads, and obviously I'm much heavier now as well. I walk around sort of 106 kilos. There I was probably walking around about 94, 95. So crazy it was 3 years ago though, but you know, I've had 10 fights since then as well. But with a mixed bag of results, but I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. So yeah, so hopefully everyone enjoyed me breaking down that fight. I've been wanting to do something like that for a while, and yeah, if you let me know if you enjoyed it, and I'll do more of it. We've got, you know, there's loads of fights I can break down. There's old kickboxing fights from Australia. There's, you know, my MMA fights, my MMA debut, some of my MMA fights outside of Cage Warriors, fights within Cage Warriors, and then, you know, all goes to plan, get loads of fights going forward and can break those down too. So yeah, cheers for watching.